Hey guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Batman Arkham Asylum for the PlayStation 3. In the last episode, we used our backcrawl to get out of some caves, and we've made our way to the Arkham Mansion. I got shot in the face. We'll ignore that part. And we just entered the mansion. Unfortunately, these guys are in our way with one of these electric gates that we have no way of walking past, so it looks like we're going to have to find another way in. How do we do that? Well, remember what those guards were? I mean, they're not here anymore. They seem to have magically disappeared. So let's head on up. Completely ignore the grate that I'm supposed to be heading for, because past me ended up. I think I had a mind wipe at some point because there are so many things that I seem to be forgetting throughout this Let's Play. So let's try it again, using the grate this time. That's better. It's a good thing these grates are always in such convenient places. There's so many ventilation shafts on Arkham Island. Even for just tiny little things like that. Like just to go through that little wall that lead us into these tiny rooms. I'm honestly surprised that we use grates so much in these games that they didn't end up becoming something like the gargoyles. They never become rigged or something like in the later games. Or the Mooks get the ideas to maybe block the grates. The only one I think that ever does that is Mr. Freeze. I can't even remember if there's a grate in that boss fight. That's just because that's the gimmick of Mr. Freeze. Every tactic only works once. Which is why I hate the New Game Plus fight so much. Because as far as I'm aware, in the New Game Plus fight for Mr. Freeze, you have to do absolutely everything. So if you fail once, that's it. You're not winning the boss fight. That is the impression I got from it anyway. Took me forever to do that thing in New Game Plus. In regular, it's easy. In New Game Plus, combined with all the other issues that New Game Plus has, because you take so much more damage, it's a horrible fight. One mistake and that's it, as far as I can tell. By the way, Riddler, you were losing your mind a moment ago. And where we had twin batarangs, we now have triple batarangs. As high as we're going, though. So we're going to have to throw 3 batarangs instead of 2. Or 1. This door is blocked, so let's head on up here because more convenient ventilation shafts. And there's going to be so many more after this as well. Sometimes I really don't know what the point of these things are. Like, you find the way in and then the way out is just a few meters off to the right. It's like, what's the point? This literally doesn't ventilate anything. It just exists.
The island changed little over the years. Its reputation was in tatters, but I vowed to fix it. As the buildings were rebuilt, I saw the future. A bright, wonderful future.
Okay. Here's a question. Why is there constantly the sound of water dripping during those Chronicle of Arkham things? I don't get what the point of that is. Yeah, that thing even still goes off here. Ding, ding, dong. There's a lot of moves down there. Oh, she turned around. So many mooks. Luckily, none of them are carrying knives. It's not going to stop me trying to get my variation bonus, though. I mean, oh no, there is a knife move. Okay. Or is there? I think I was looking at the desk. I think sometimes another move that you do miss in this game is the one with the special combo disarm and destroy. With Batman, he doesn't actually take out the mook, he just grabs their weapon, then he prevents them from being usable anymore. Like he can do it with knives, with swords, with guns, with bats. He'll stun battens. That would be really useful because we're going to be seeing them. Not in this part, but in the next part. And they are really annoying. In the later games, the knife mooks are so much worse. Batman, you're carrying metal with you. Must be the batarangs. Or the suit, or the belt, or literally just about everything. Or the backclaw. That's metal. Yeah, knife moves are pretty tame in this game. It's the later games where they become a lot more aggressive and like you actually have... The cape stun doesn't work. Well, it works, but you don't have to use the cape stun, so that's fine. It's just that they are so much more aggressive. You have to keep trying to dodge out of the way of their attacks. It gives you a takedown to try and... So, there is a takedown move you can do after you've backed away, but I can never get it to work. The teeth, it's in there. What is the point of these little buildings? Like, what are these for? I mean, there's things in here. In this case, it's just Joker teeth. I think in the other one, there's something in there. But what is the point of these little buildings? I mean, this one's guarding a door. So there's that. But I don't think the other one's guarding the door.
Patient interview 1. Patient was referred to me after the incident with Dr. Murphy. He appears to have suffered a breakdown of sorts. I believe it was brought about after the loss of his wife and child. As yet, the patient has been unable to speak. Continued observation shows little mental activity. It's as if the shock of what he saw triggered his mental collapse.
There's someone in here! It's him. We found him. Break down the door!
Note to self, as ever, it is difficult to continue my research under such conditions.
Step away from Dr. Combs! Now! Get down on the ground! We found them. Someone get a medic. Oh, God, what's he done to him?
So our first interview tape with Scarecrow, it turns out it's actually Scarecrow doing the interview to himself. There isn't really anybody else with him. No, this door isn't being guarded by anything. Yeah, the game does tend to do that in here quite a lot. The doors sort of freeze the game and load a bit. It happens quite a lot in here. I don't know why. And in like intensive treatment and the penitentiary, you have these doors that are just slow to load.
What's that collar do? Why is it making that noise?
It's the suicide collar, and it sounds weird.
Suicide collar?
Well, they've got some other name, but, well, we just use them to monitor patients' heartbeats. If it drops too low, the alarm goes off and a crash team rushes in.
And so does my crew if you trigger one. How do you like them apples, bats? Standing around in the... let's see... the West Wing. They'd be there now if they weren't busy knocking a little sense into cash. I'll tell you what, I won't spoil the surprise and let them know you're coming.
I think Batman was a bit distracted by a fly. So now the mooks have these collars on, and every single time you take them out in the stealth section, that collar starts making that noise. And that will alert the mooks to your location, so make sure you get out of the way. Feel free to put explosive gel next to them though. But yeah, in the penitentiary and the intensive treatment, the doors are slow to open, so there again it loads. Here, however, I guess that's why, because you just open the doors immediately, it causes the game to stop and load a little bit. But the medical building does that as well, but that never stops to load. I find it lasts longer if you run towards doors. Like, if you just walk to them, it will do it a little bit, but not as much. Certainly not as long, I should say. Sometimes it won't do it at all. Sure, it's a good thing that these gargoyles are always in these locations. But yeah, after a few seconds, the suicide collar will go off. And then the mooks will start running towards it. Joker will start saying that your numbers have gone down. And somehow they seem to be aware of this in the later games as well. I don't know why. Because they're not wearing collars in the later games, but somehow they still know. Yeah, I do that by accident a few times. I don't know what happened there, though. It's supposed to be really cool that Batman can hang upside down like that, but you can't actually do anything when you're doing that. All you can do is just get back up or just fall to the ground. And that looks very awkward when he does that. Yeah, your ground takedowns are loud. I don't know why Batman can't do a ground takedown silently, but ground takedowns are loud. Da -da 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 -da. Just rolling down the stairs. Or sliding down the stairs, one or the other. Da-da. Dun 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 dun. Ba-bam! And down he goes. Do I drop this guy as well? I can't remember. Yeah, I did. There he goes. Alright, Cash is turning into that other doctor. Let's go and get him as soon as I remember not to do that.
Batman, we're tied up. Need help.
No, really, Cash. I had no idea.
Thanks.
Where did
He looks angry.
I told her to run. These guys came in looking for her.
Forget,
I told her
it
to
does
keep
look like
her
you
out.
should just be able to mold his face into whatever shape you want.
I guess. She was pretty desperate to get in there. Her office is over there.
How
But I swear,
long?
it's like as you progress through the game,
I need to
Cash's
find
face
Joker
just
before
looks
Joker
angrier
gets
and angrier.
20 minutes, maybe more. What's so important about the notes?
Joker wants them. That makes them important. Stay here. I'm going to find her.
Not a problem. I'll try the radio, see if anyone else is around.
Well, that radio is never going to work. Every time you come in here now, for a bit anyway, all you're going to hear is just Cash trying to contact somebody on the radio. What was that doctor doing? Was he just confused by Batman, or what was he doing there? Alright, we're not going to be able to go in there for some time. By which I mean clean up. It's going to be a while before we can do anything, before we can go in there. However, there are a few other rooms just off to the sides. And naturally, we've all got something Riddler related, so find those grates. Going down to the floor is not going to find you those grates. So many loose pieces of paper. When you got the detective mode showing you what the vent does, that is when you can use the quickfire backclaw. The quickfire backclaw really isn't that useful in this game. You'll need it for a trophy that has you use all of Batman's moves in one combo. But that's pretty much it.
Patient interview 6. Dr. Crane has been back in custody for 3 weeks. Regular sessions have been inconclusive. I am not sure he is actually insane.
Good evening, Stephen. How are you tonight?
I'm conducting the session, Jonathan.
Of course. If that helps you cope, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Let's talk about the events 3 weeks ago. What did you think you'd achieve? Dr. Murphy is still in therapy.
I wanted to understand him. His personal demons, his fears. It's all quite fascinating, really.
But you were a respected doctor. A brilliant mind. Now just another resident in Arkham.
Can I have a drink? A strong one? This kind of question bores me.
I'm afraid not.
Interesting choice of words, Doctor. Tell me, what are you afraid of?
There's something I don't like about Scarecrow's voice in this game. Like, it's fine when he's actually, you know, in the Scarecrow sequences. But when you just hear him normally like that, it just doesn't sound right. For starters, he sounds quite feminine. I mean, no offense to the actor, but he sounds really quite feminine. I get more of like an old lady kind of voice out of that. Especially when it doesn't sound. It sounds very different compared to how he does when you're during the Scarecrow sequences. I get that the idea is that they're supposed to make Scarecrow more intimidating, but even when he speaks normally after the final Scarecrow sequence, he still sounds better than that. Arkham Knight is so much better. You get tired of hearing his voice constantly over the PA system, but it still sounds a lot better. Design-wise, Arkham Knight is great. Arkham Asylum, not so much. I'm not... He's a bit... I don't know what I think it's the body. Like, he looks incredible. He looks anorexic. So, it's like he has not eaten for such a long time. Now, the face I can deal with. The face is fine. He is the Scarecrow after all, but there's something about the rest of it that I just don't like the look of. Even when he is big, giant, rotating thing in the sequences. Right, we go into a few cells. Some Joker teeth in here. What is this? Such a discourage all over the wall. So that was the cell of Amadeus Arkham. Spoiler warning, he went nuts. As I think the Chronicles of Arkham make increasingly clear. Now, where did I go wrong? Is this where I went wrong? Yeah, I went back. So, not going to be seeing it in this part, but around the next part I'm going to be cutting out quite a lot because I stood around for like 20 minutes wondering what the hell I was supposed to do. And it's because there's another grate back in that room that takes you to Dr. Young's office, which you need to go into in order to work out where you need to go after this. So I took out the mooks, I rescued the doctors, but then I got lost. Because you have to go to the office first. Yeah, see, because I ran towards that door, that happened. So, I'll make sure to cut that out. You don't want 20 minutes of idleness.
I don't know. It's an argument. Who did this? It's the bat. It's here. It must be him. Maybe it was Saz. That guy's crazy.
No, who do you think it was?
They're all still breathing.
Well, yeah, Zaz, I guess that's a potential, but they're breathing. You can look at them and you can see they're breathing. Does any mook in Arkham Asylum wear a shirt? Was that... okay, Blackgate. Does any mook from Blackgate ever wear a shirt? Anyway, next up we gotta go and find Dr. Young's notes and the Titan formula. So I will see you guys then.